All right, guys, you're welcome to my space one more time. And today I just want to talk a little bit about the transfer as regards to City, you know, and the transfer business in the summer. Nothing deep anyway, just to mention names uh, in the ins and then the outs. And we're going to start with the ins. We have been linked, or there has been rumors of a link with Cambiaso from Juventus, and that was way back in January. Also, Robson from Fulham, also in January. Recently, we've had about Jeremy Frimpong, from Leverkusen. We've had a link or rumor of a link to Milos Kekes, that's of Bournemouth, you know. And in the midfield, there has been names like Edison, Edison from Atlanta. There has been names like Florian Wirtz, Leverkusen, Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle, Morgan Gibbs-White from Nottingham Forest. Also, we've had names like Ryan Checks from Lyon, and also Tijani AC Milan. These are some of the names that have been linked with the Ings. These are very fantastic footballers, but I think, of course, City won't have to go for all of these. I think these are just options via options. If this doesn't work out, if the first option doesn't work out, then the second option will be there. I think those are places where we also need to strengthen the fullbacks, especially, and then the midfield, because the midfield of Man City right now, it's a bit of the edge side, and we need some strength in that midfield also. So I think these are very good names also that have been linked to it. And in the outs, the names of the players going out, honestly, this part really touches me. But then the rebuild has to happen, and for the rebuild to happen, players needs to go. And then we have names like Grealish, we have Edison, we have names like Ake, Nathan Ake, John Stones. All of these are supposed to leave. There has been link between Benfica and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva has always said he wants to go back to Benfica, to continue his career and probably end his career there. And within the week there has been this rumor about talks going on. We don't know how true that is, but I think they are from reliable sources anyway. So those are part of the names that have been linked with the out. Also, we have Leverkusen rumored to be talking to James McCarthy and Ortega. And that reminds me also Diego Costa from FC Porto. I hear from rumors that Man City is also going after him, But among these outs, there is one that has struck me, and each time I remember it, man, I feel very down. But as I said earlier, the rebuild has to happen, and that is the exit of Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know. I think my love for Kevin De Bruyne is becoming unhealthy. Seriously, I just love that guy. His humility, his work ethics. Even though he's been prone to injuries lately, but then if there was one name I wish could stay back among the exits, it should be Kevin De Bruyne. Honestly, I've been having this Man City fan who is also my friend talk to me about Kevin De Bruyne, and recently, I think yesterday, he was on the phone with me and he was blasting as if we could do anything. He said we need to get the contacts of the sporting director of Man City. I don't know what we're going to do with that, but he said he wants to tell them that KDB needs to stay at least one more year. And he's been linked with Inter Miami. He's also been linked recently with Aston Villa, and that Aston Villa, man, this is like selling a massive weapon to your enemy. And I think from all indications, KDB is not really now playing in the Premier League if he has the opportunity. But then the project has to be fantastic. But then most of his decision also is going to be based on family. He's a guy who has a huge interest in family, and then that will determine his next move hugely. But honestly, I just wish something could happen, and then KDB would have to stay. I don't know. I don't see that happening because he has already bid his farewell. I don't see that happening because seriously, that is also going to affect the decision of Florian Wirtz. I think KDB's exit has always been the card Man City has played, towards bringing in Florian Wirtz. But let's see how all of this pans out. I'll just keep you updated. Today we just had to mention the names, but as time goes, if there is any development, I'll sure bring it close to you. Thank you guys for staying tuned. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. I'm out.